Well, greetings for color fans, and welcome back to Metarugs channel. And today I have another complete set video, and as you can obviously see, it is going to be Ms. Marvel, the complete 23 issue set from 1977. Actually, it's 25, but we'll get to that. Some were published much later. So Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers was actually, I'm not going to go through all of the iterations of Carol Danvers, right? What previously she was an Air Force officer and security at the Cape, I do believe, and that's where they sort of there was an explosion, and I think it was Captain Marvel 18, in which the Kree Captain Marvel and herself were caught in an explosion of the Psych Magnetron, and here we find out that actually caused a fusion of Kree and human DNA and created Ms. Marvel. And this iteration was created by Jerry Conway and John Buscema, I do believe. And Buscema does the art for the first few issues. And this is kind of a, not talking politically, but more progressive back in the 70s. First of all, you called her Ms. Marvel, which was sort of a nondescript. They didn't want to know whether you're married or not, right? So you said Ms. You'd leave it kind of open to interpretation. And she was also a very accomplished woman, and was in fact the editor of a magazine. I forgot what the name of the magazine, but it was under the umbrella of J. Jonah Jameson. So you can imagine the conflicts that were created there. Her powers were somewhat similar to Captain Marvel. Flight, strength, stamina, somewhat not impervious to injury, but tougher than normal. And she also had like the seventh sense to know when danger was occurring, so she could get there and all that. Anyway, as you can see here, her costume is modeled after Captain Marvel's, the post-Kree green and white look, with a bare midriff and bare small back, which is unusual for somebody of like more of a woman's liber, but I think they changed that after about less than a year or so. So that's number one, again from January 1977. Here we have number two, where she takes on the Scorpion and the Destructor. And here we also see the origin, which again they sort of flash back to that event in Captain Marvel 18, I think it was that. Here we have her in number 3, taking on the Doomsday Man. Yeah, she would also, I think at this point she would lose consciousness and then sort of revert to Ms. Marvel, almost like a separate persona, but that kind of changed a bit later on. There's number 4. And here we have number 5, where she takes on the Vision. Here we have number 6 against Grotesque. I think it was an X-Men villain. And here we have number 7, where he takes on MODOK. And I think that's one of her friends down there that were taking care of. I think after this point, they did away with the bare midriff, even though it's on here. There's the end of Grotesque. And you see here, now the whole costume is filled in. And there she takes on Deathbird, which is one of the Shi'ar. And here again with MODOK. This one's a little bit lower grade. I probably should upgrade this one. And there we have number 7, where she takes on Hecate and the Elementals. And there is number 12. I remember buying most of these off the rack, but I always missed a few. So later on, I remember seeing these in a quarter box and in an LCS, and picked up the rest, like the later, I think from 14 or so on. 13 here against these two guys. Forgot what they were called. And there's 14. Yeah, I'm pretty sure from here on I picked them up. I got Steeplejack, which was a Power Man villain. And here we have 15 against the Tiger Shark. And I think that's Namorita down there, as I recall. I haven't read these in a while, but I really did enjoy them. And around here, we start getting into the first Mystique appearance, whether she was as Nick Fury or whatever, and 17. And here we have 18. Now, she did later join the Avengers for a bit, but not at this point. And here is, again, Captain Marvel appearing. And I think that's Ronan. And yeah, appearing in that one. And then her costume was, as you can see, kind of tattered there. So she wanted to, again, separate herself from the identity of Captain Marvel. So she created the really cool, I thought, costume here. I think Dave Cockrum created this, as I recall. But unfortunately, we're getting to the end of her original run here, 2021. And then Deathbird comes back in 22. And then the final regular issue is 23. Right. So, yeah, I was considering doing all her appearances as Ms. Marvel, but it's a lot of Avengers, and then there's some Marvel 2-in-1s and team-ups and things like that. I might do that as a part 2 at some point if you guys really want to know all her appearances, but I'm kind of a OCD about that. I wanted to get all her appearances, although I had Avengers anyway, but the other ones I kind of make sure I had filled in. And then that's it. Unfortunately, it kind of ended there. And the next issue, it said that there was a Sabretooth was going to appear, which I was like, oh, cool, cool, but it never came out. That's not true though, because in 1992, Chris Claremont and Mike Vosberg actually showed it here. Now, I'm not sure if this was the original. I know this is the original cover for sure, but I'm not sure if the story was all done or if they sort of, just recreated it or just finished it up. But that's number 24 right there. And that is in Marvel Superheroes Summer 1992. Okay. So again, if you want to know how that went down, you need to get that issue. And then we all know, or a lot of us do know, that, she lost her powers to Rogue, and the whole ordeal in Avengers Annual number 10. But actually, there was a more expanded explanation of what happened to her in this issue here, Marvel Superheroes Fall 1992, in which she takes on the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and then you see where Rogue holds on to her too long and absorbs all her powers. So, and then of course the rest is history. And then she became Binary and Warbird and Captain Marvel and all that. But I just wanted to show you the complete set of Ms. Marvel. Because I got probably about half of those off the rack, and then the rest I filled in, over the years out of the 25-50 cent bins and things like that. So if you want to see the rest of the appearances, let me know. I'll do a follow-up video. And in case somebody's like, as obsessive as I am about those things, you want all the appearances of Ms. Marvel. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this somewhat shorter complete set video. Some of mine have been quite long, but this one is going to be much less than 10 minutes. All right, everyone. So that's about it. I hope that you are doing well. I hope to see you guys on the Tuesday live stream that I do. And then if you want to see anything on there, leave me in the comments also below, what comics you want me to show that. All right, everybody, you know what I'm going to say. Be kind to each other, be blessed, and be back. Bye, all.